2024 is coming to an end, and this is a quick summary of the projects that we opened and the projects that are in the works, as well as lessons learned from working with clients to design and develop the next generation of third place projects that are based on sports and activities that we love and are engaging for our communities. In 2024, we designed 6 facilities that opened, 3 of which were brand new businesses and 3 of which were businesses expanding into new locations. We have 6 projects right now that are in documentation and permitting. There were 17 advising clients. There were 3 invited speaking engagements to different groups. We crossed 18,000 YouTube subscribers, and we're helping different companies in various stages of fundraising, including one that has gone into franchise. Some of the facilities that opened this year include the Salt Pump Climbing Company, the Boston Pickle Club, which actually opened 2 locations in less than 12 months. The second location, which opened recently in December of 2024, was less than 9 months from first visiting it to having the doors open. The Summit City Climbing Company and Beyond Bouldering, which we helped in a variety of ways on different projects over the last few years. And Rendezvous Climbing, which opened in Kansas City and is actually an example of a trend that I'm seeing a lot of, which is actually reusing existing building assets in new ways. What I mean by that is in the world of real estate, we're seeing that existing assets aren't being used for what they were originally designed for. So things like strip malls, for lack of a better description, are now being used and repurposed for much more interesting developments because existing building assets, with the way that inflation is, especially in the construction industry, which is double the rate of inflation in other areas, is actually forcing us to look at new ways to use existing buildings because the installed cost, like the bricks that are already in place, are so much more valuable today than they used to be. We're also seeing sports like climbing anchor commercial development. So people are looking for experiential retail, emerging sports, or sports that are now Olympic sports that are able to anchor commercial development and bring activity across the entire day, weekdays, weekends, and evenings to bring their facilities to life. And we're also seeing the same thing with other sports like skateboarding and surfing. Again, Olympic sports now that are the anchor for developments, whether it's the one on the left in Virginia Beach or more sort of almost golf course oriented, similarly surf destinations like the one on the right. We're also seeing this on projects that we're working on that are combining things like climbing, surfing, and skateboarding in new ways to bring life to different areas of the city in really exciting ways. In 2024, the idea of the third place has never been more important. A place that we can play, a place where we can combine our vision and passion with these activities and experiences that are divided by the requirements of the business model and the profit that we need and the upfront investment required to create these third places. And if we can get this equation right, we can create powerful places that create engaged communities over a long period of time, not just places you go once a year, but places where you love to go several times a week, places that become a key part of your life. And this is the new third place plus. And it's very different than what we had in the 80s and 2000s and early 2020s because everything got put in a blender over the last 4 years. And this is what we're looking at now. And this idea that the cure for loneliness and all of these mental and physical health issues that we're seeing right now, people are watching this on their phone. They're not actually doing it as much anymore. And it's leading to these different dilemmas that are creating these sort of this pyramid of problems. And the spaces that we can create for that are in these climbing spaces, these places for activities and sports, this is what these third spaces are. And that's really what the promise is of the projects that we're working on, is creating this home away from home that more than ever people really need and is such the antidote to mental and physical health issues that we're seeing across our society at large. And in 2024, a huge part of that is having a mixed use and mixed revenue model where these ecosystems that we're creating is really based on specialization. And as any industry matures, specialization starts to come in where it's this relationship of all these different pieces. And in my case, putting building projects together, it's these different sports and activities. So how do these different things relate And how do they address the needs of the community and the users that you're actually trying to relate to? So combining the environment that you're putting together with the right uses and the right offerings, and then running it properly as an operator. And so who is it that you're trying to actually cater to, and what are you actually putting together for them, and scaling it properly so that you're not putting the wrong features or the wrong opportunities, the wrong things for them, given who you're trying to actually speak to. And engagement for engagement's sake is not the same as a sustained long-term engagement. It's very different when you're going to a place once or twice a year versus a place that you're going weekly, many times a week. And that speaks to the same idea that community isn't community because you say so. It's community because it's an activated and engaged community that chooses to be a part of your business, of your group of people that you're putting together because they all share this love and passion, and you're creating an environment and a space for them to come together and do the things that they love. And this is a natural thing. It shouldn't be forced. It's not because we say so, but it has everything to do with the environment that we're creating. And this is something that in 2024, I've only been talking about more and more, which is the relationship between the environment that we create and the other two aspects, which is the way we operate it and what we program. And in a way, you can look at the food service industry for this, because it's not just about the restaurant itself or the space you have. It's how you operate it, how you treat your customers, as well as the programming. Or another way to put it would be what's on the menu. Are you attracting people because of what you're offering? And, companies like Disney are great at this. They have a huge impact on the user experience, and they really think it through, both from an environment point of view, as well as the emphasis that they put on their employees and the responsibility of the employees to really deliver the goods to the people who are visiting. And you can look at other restaurants. This is a personal favorite in Chicago, that the way their space is put together and the way that they have their line set up for cooking and the menu that they offer, it's all calibrated to work together. And it doesn't have to be expensive. Your favorite dive bar. This was my favorite dive bar back in the day, where it was exactly what you wanted. It had the right vibe. It had exactly what you were looking for that kind of thing. And in the spaces we're creating today, we can do better, frankly. And so, are you the Cheesecake Factory, where it's a little bit of everything for a little bit of everybody, maybe not really good at anything? Or are you creating something that is much more true to your vision and what you want things to be? And I think that that's what is creating the environment that creates loyalty, just like your favorite restaurant, just like your favorite bar, just like your favorite whatever. It's not because it appeals to everybody. It's because it's speaking to you with the way you're treated, what's being offered, and how you feel when you're in the space. And that's what makes you want to come back. And to me, that's what the future of third places is. And in 2024, that's only become more clear.